High Limit's next in line can't capitalize on championship contender absences, and we'll touch on this medical provisional situation. KCP gets their guy to replace Gio Scelzi, and a lot more news and notes today. Let's go. It's Wednesday, July 23rd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. When I put these shows together 5 days a week, I do a ton of research each day, usually multiple hours to try and bring you the best possible picture of what's going on in dirt racing. I watch a ton of stuff, but that's not enough to understand everything that's happening, which is why I built DIRTRACKR's analytics section. It's got race results, stat breakdowns for all of the top national series and special events, and at this moment is nearing 2,400 races worth of data. And if you want access to every tool and number I use for these shows, grab a subscription to DIRTRACKR Plus, $4.99 a month or $49.99 for the year. And the year subscription, it gets you 2 months for free, basically. You can cancel super easy anytime. Signing up gets you access to exclusive insights that you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're a fan, you work somewhere in the media, maybe for a series or a track, DIRTRACKR Plus is the perfect resource for current dirt racing information. Both World of Outlaws series, all three USAC national divisions, the Chili Bowl, High Limit, Lucas, and a lot more. See everything Plus has to offer and sign up for a subscription over at dirtrackr.com/getplus. Lernerville Speedway last night was the host of the final Kubota High Limit sprint car race until after the Knoxville Nationals. The series taking the next 3+ weeks off, with full-time teams able to either take breaks or go race somewhere else. We knew that Brad Sweet, Aaron Reitzel, and Tyler Courtney would not be racing due to their injuries, and this was going to be a chance for other drivers to make some moves. And the two with the most to gain here were obviously Rico Abreu and Brent Marks, as they sit 4th and 5th behind those other three in the High Limit Championship. After Tuesday, though, only Rico was able to make up some ground, but really not that much. Brent Marks struggled all night, eventually needing a B-main transfer to get into the main event. And then a crash in the feature while racing with Brenham Crouch took him out of contention and saw him finish 25th. He entered the night 58 points back, but leaves 84 behind. I'm not sure how we feel about a driver losing ground in the standings to two teams who weren't even at the racetrack. I certainly understand the policy that High Limit has put in place, and I'm not going so far as to say that I don't like it or that they shouldn't have it. But in terms of fairness, my position is not really settled on this. And I know some of you out there feel the same because I had some comments and some messages about it yesterday after we talked about the medical provisionals that were going to be used on the show. Marks had a terrible night, there's no doubt about it. And under normal circumstances, he would have lost ground to those guys had they finished where we would expect them to. And I think that's why I'm not sure about this one. He didn't deserve to make up ground, but he was there and the others weren't, so I'm torn. Rico, though, was able to make up a bit of ground after he hard charged from 16th to finish 7th. He went from 37 points back to 29 behind. And out front, all Carson Macedo. He started outside front row, led all 40 laps to pick up actually his first career High Limit win. Both Macedo, Chris Wyndham in attendance using up World of Outlaws freebies. Macedo now out of free passes for the season. Pole sitter Tanner Thorson ended up second after a very late, very low move around Cy Lynch, with Lynch then settling for third. That was Lynch's first top 5 and first podium of the season, first High Limit podium since Lernerville last September. Thorson didn't have a great week at Eldora, suffering engine problems, but he was right back to being fast last night. Cole Duncan filling in for Tyler Courtney. If you were curious, he finished 11th. The next time we see the Clausen Marshall 7BC, it will be Gio Scelzi in the seat, as he will finish out the year in that car and try to help them win the owner's title. One other note from last night, James McFadden and the Tarleton 21 were back to their usual Kistler power after running the 2 Outlaw nights at Eldora with Toyota steam under the hood. McFadden finished in the 5th position last night. High Limit returns to action August 15th at the Tulare Thunderbolt in California. In late model action last night, Zack Mitchell was a Southern Nationals winner at Toccoa Raceway in Georgia. Easy for me to say. He led all 40 laps from the outside front row starting spot. Garrett Smith, Jimmy Owens joined him on the podium. Owens maintains a slight 6-point lead over Smith in the standings with 3 Southern Nationals races to go. Owens still driving that big frog machine. Some folks last night not pleased with how late that Toccoa show ran, and they did have a number of divisions racing. There were some delays, though, because of a qualifying incident and a rain shower before hot laps, so at least a couple of mitigating circumstances there. North of the border, Matt Sheppard was a short track Super Series winner at Autodrome Granby. He topped Stuart Friesen and Felix Waugh. I believe that's now 3 straight STSS wins for Sheppard going back to Outlaw Speedway. This Canadian swing continues tonight with a stop at RPM Speedway. And in other sprint car action, Austin McCarroll was an MSTS winner at Rapid Speedway, and Dominic Scelzi won with the Sprint Car Challenge Tour at Coos Bay. Jumping over to the big sprint car ride news from yesterday, KCP Racing announced that they have hired Emerson Axsom to take the seat of the 18 car for the rest of 2025. Axsom filling the void that was left by the departing Gio Scelzi. When we touched on this yesterday, Axsom was one of the names I said was being discussed as a possible replacement for Scelzi. It sounded over the weekend like Axsom was going to be the guy, but then Monday it started to get around that maybe KCP was looking other directions. I don't know if there was ever actually a question about Axsom saying yes, or if the rumor mill was just going a bit crazy. It's hard to judge some of these things sometimes. But in line with what we've been talking about here, if KCP wanted someone a bit higher on the driver order to replace Scelzi, they'd need to convince someone to leave their current team. And that's obviously what happened with Axsom. He departs the Klossmeyer-Petrie team he'd been with to take this drive, and all indications we've gotten are that the KPM team owners are supporting Axsom in this change. Coming from the midget and non-wing side, Axsom made the move to full-time wing competition in 2024. Multiple wins in USAC sprint cars and midgets, lots of good performances inside the Tulsa Expo. 112, though, of his 130 winged sprint car starts have come in just the past 2 seasons. In 2024, he won twice, including a weekly show at Knoxville and a joint IRA Maverick show at Lincoln Park. And his lone sprint car win in 2025 was the All-Star show at Eldora during Ohio Speed Week. Of his 130 starts, 51 have come against the World of Outlaws, where he will now be running full-time for the rest of the year. 6 top 5s, 16 top 10s in those 51 starts. His best finish of third has happened 3 times, and he's led 51 laps in his career. The way everything reads, it seems as though Axsom will finish out the 2025 season with KCP, and then they will decide what's next for 2026. Axsom told Sprint Car Unlimited's Jeremy Elliott that the KPM team told him if he doesn't end up kind of staying with KCP, if it doesn't work out there, that he could go back with them. With the 18 now filled, we'll see if the Klossmeyer-Petrie team decides to fill their seat with another driver. This might have been the one scenario where we might not see a silly season domino effect. This team got started with Axsom, and I think it's possible that they just put everything on the shelf for now. I'm sure they're going to get calls now that Axsom is confirmed to be leaving, so maybe somebody can convince them to stay out racing. Having made so many Outlaw starts already in 2025, it's not like Axsom will be jumping into a series he doesn't know. And I don't think the pressure here will be super high, especially right away. He'll have some time to settle in, get comfortable, and if things don't work out, he's going to have other options. And the first time we'll see Axsom behind the wheel is tonight with the Outlaws headed to BAPS Motor Speedway. Coming out of Eldora, this busy stretch continues with BAPS tonight. 2 shows at Williams Grove coming up Friday and Saturday, then Weed Sport on Sunday. And then from there, it's off to Peevely for the Ironman the first weekend of August, and then straight into Knoxville. James McFadden and David Gravel are the 2 most recent Outlaw winners at BAPS, and I'd expect Anthony Macri to be fast tonight. He was the Kings Royal winner last Saturday night and finished top 5 last night at Lernerville with High Limit. Carson Macedo will be looking to keep his hot streak rolling, and Buddy Kofoid will want to bounce back from some tough nights at Eldora. At Fairbury, the Prairie Dirt Classic week is here, and racing starts at the track tonight. The FloRacing Night in America series runs today for $20,000 to win. The track will then be quiet on Thursday, and then the PDC for the World of Outlaws late model starts Friday. As a quick Flo Series reset, 5 races completed so far in 2025. Bobby Pierce, a winner twice, and Jonathan Davenport, Devin Moran, and Hudson O'Neill each with 1 victory. Pierce leading JD right now by 78 points for the championship. After tonight at Fairbury, the Flo Series doesn't race again until September 11th at Volunteer Speedway. Ricky Thornton Jr. won this race a year ago driving for Kevin Rumley not long after he and SSI Motorsports split. The Rumley 6 is back, racing all weekend with Hudson O'Neill back in the seat. Should be a good one tonight. Fairbury always puts on a great show, always a fan favorite. That's all for you today. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.